Playing with you, Julie. Playing with you already. It's tremendous.
It's pretty.
Welcome everybody. Hello. Glad to have you with us. We're in for an incredible night, but I want you to meet a couple of incredible people first. This is Julie.
Hi.
And this is Gillian.
Hello.
I was only allowing myself to talk to people as long as I had the same name, so I couldn't get them wrong. And you ladies have run what is now known as Charltons Community Centre.
Yeah.
But it was originally a miner's bathhouse, and we're actually in the room that some people call the cellar, but it is the original bathhouse, which is amazing.
Amazing.
Now, we've got a lot of stories to tell, and I'm happy to tell them. However, your stories are even more incredible than that, because you've been here how long now, Gillian?
I've been treasurer of the hall for 5 years.
And you've been here 3.
Yes, secretary.
Now, starting with you, were you aware prior that there was something just slightly off here?
When I took over as treasurer, there was a lady running a yoga class, and she said one day that in one of her classes, a lady had come into the class, knew nothing about Charltons at all.
Right.
During the class, she just went deathly white. And Leslie said, "Are you ill? Are you anything wrong?" And she said, "I just wondered why there's a man at the window with a miner's helmet on."
Right.
So Leslie knew a lot of the history of the village hall.
Right.
But this woman didn't know anything at all. So
Right.
she just saw something. So I'd heard...
And you're actually a fair way away from the colliery, because the colliery was up the road, wasn't it? About a mile away.
No.
Nearer.
It's,
That's the door.
yeah.
And they would walk from just over
Yeah.
Oh, really?
where the allotments are by the
Oh,
bridge.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
actually that close.
that close.
Yes.
Wow. And obviously there was no water in the village of Charltons either.
Yeah.
So you had a bathhouse for the miners.
Yes.
So before they would go home, they would come here and get themselves as
Yeah.
clean as they could.
Yes.
And maybe put on clean clothes or maybe put on dirty clothes, who knows.
We don't know.
But there was also another room here where families could come and wash, because obviously they didn't have a bathroom in their homes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's under the large hall.
Right, gotcha. So, okay, that's somebody telling you they've seen essentially the ghost of a miner.
Exactly.
What have you experienced?
This room, when I first took it over, was full of rubbish and things.
Right.
And Gilly organised for that to be removed when she came in.
Right.
And after that, I wouldn't come in on my own.
Why?
Something was wrong. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Right.
But didn't like it. Always wedged the door open so I could get out really fast.
Right.
So it was just very uncomfortable.
But you've also experienced, there's a dance class used in the hall.
Yes.
And you've got something that switches the music on and off.
Yes, there's a little boy apparently that switches the music on and off if he doesn't like it and makes them play another tune.
But you've seen a ghost here.
Not here.
Not here.
I have seen a ghost somewhere else when I was a lot younger. But
Right.
I've never seen anything here.
So what's the
myself.
most vivid thing that's happened to you here?
When we had some people here looking for ghosts, and for some reason it often attaches itself to a picture. And
Right.
There's a picture of a Charabang trip,
Uh-huh.
and there was a small handprint on the mirror in the dance studio, and everyone was going, "Oh, it's a child's hand, it's a child's hand," and I wasn't so sure myself.
Right.
And then they actually found a lady's glove, leather glove, like a driving glove, a 1910,
Oh, right.
And when you put it against the hand,
It's the same
it was
size.
the same size.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
That's pretty good. So then all of a sudden, enter Gilly,
Yes.
and the whole world changes.
Everything changes.
Because you're open to this kind of thing, and
Yeah.
you can tell them you've got a guy here called William. Now, before we go any further, let's have William's story, because
Yeah.
tales vary around the place.
They
This is
do.
your place. What's
Yeah.
the story?
Okay. Well, in about 1874, that the houses were still fresh here.
Yes.
And John and Emma Taylor moved into the village. And I can't give you the house number.
That's okay.
And they took in lodgers, which was quite normal.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they were newly married. And after a couple of years, it was said that they moved to Magra. Margrove Park.
Yes.
And in 1877, the police knocked at the door in Magra and arrested John and Emma Taylor for child murder.
Whoa, right.
A baby had been found in the attic above the house they had left in Charltons.
Right.
The only thing that we have to remember, and we're all aware of, us older ones, is that initially when houses were built, there wasn't a full wall
Right.
partitioning the attics.
Right, no, you could climb from one
Exactly.
to the other to the other.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And exactly the same in Charltons. So there was that thing of, well, was the baby just put there, did it belong to somebody else?
Right,
Okay.
sure.
But they were arrested. It appeared in the Northern Echo in
Right.
1877, and various witnesses were called.
Hmm.
Having read that, there was nobody that could categorically say that Emma had had the baby. The evidence
Right,
was pretty
right.
slim.
Right, right.
Yes, the baby was evidently decomposed, wrapped in...
Was it burned? Because we've heard this burn
No,
story.
no.
It's just mummified. And if you see a child that's
Yes.
mummified,
Yeah.
that does actually resemble
No.
what it looks like to be
No,
burnt.
the burnt story is something a little bit different.
Right.
Anyway, long story short, they weren't taken to the assizes in York.
Right.
So John and Emma remained free. Other than that, all I know is that they changed their name, they eventually settled in Gisborough and had 7 children.
Oh, right. So if there was any misdeeds with children, that's the one thing you don't want to hear.
But how did they change the name?
Right.
And what did they change the name to? As far as we know, Emma remained Emma, but John became William.
And he's here.
And he's here right now.
Now, it was funny because the stretcher you mentioned just earlier, now, when we came in a little bit earlier on, the top of the stretcher is if somebody literally just opened it out. And the way that it's always kept is like you would to pick up a,
Yeah.
to pick up a stretcher.
Nobody touches it.
Well, William apparently may well have touched it.
Yeah.
So, with respect to William, why do you think he stays here? Because obviously you would think his home
Yes.
up the road, one of the Charltons,
Yeah.
or alternatively, maybe his new home in Gisborough. He's got, there's plenty,
Yeah.
he's got plenty of options. Why would you think he would come back here?
We had a theory.
We did have a theory. He had. We'll get to the burning baby.
Right,
Okay.
right. Is there one, or was that just
No.
that's just a red herring?
But from various groups that have been in and piecing together, William and Emma's intention was to dispose of that body.
Right, right.
And William, he may tell you this evening that he came here to set fire.
Right.
Boiler.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. No.
But he's told lots of other twists and turns.
To the story.
He may tell you his name's John.
Right.
It depends on how the mood is.
Well, we'll see. Other things, though, just briefly that you've mentioned, because you're a font of information. There's apparently a lot of child spirits here.
Yes.
Now, the families would come here to bathe, and kids love water generally, so
Yeah.
I could understand an attraction for kids to want to come back here. But there's apparently about a dozen of them. Why? Is there any other reason why they would come to a place like
We now think that there's 8 children.
8, right.
They would have died through different diseases, which of course today
We
were
could cure.
innocuous. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And overcrowding as well. That wouldn't have.
Yeah.
We're not sure of the era, are we particularly? Although we think maybe the late 18, early 19. So we think there's about 8. One of them's certainly changing the music for the dancer.
Right. You've got names for some.
Harry.
Harry.
Oh yes, they've determined his name.
Right.
Yeah, by process of elimination.
Right.
We have Polly, who seems to be the leader of the gang.
Right.
She's attached herself to me, and quite recently, I thought I had cramp in my arm, and my arm kept going up, and it was a weird thing about doing this.
Yeah.
She had hold of me. She will.
Right.
She's here now, as is William. Sorry, I haven't got a twitch.
Now the thing
So-
is, when we first met you, you said I haven't got nits. It was one of the things.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, hi, nice
Yeah,
to meet
I haven't
you.
got
I haven't
nits.
got nits.
Yeah.
But William
This
is
is-
a patter. He pats you on it, and you felt it, and
Oh,
and
he's
you felt it as
done
well.
worse than that to us, Alan.
Really?
Yeah, we had a very serious incident upstairs with him before we
Before you identified.
understood him
Yeah.
and his little ways. We put some pictures on the wall. Every time we came in, they'd moved. I mean, like one of them moved
Right.
7 times. Well, you can imagine.
Yeah.
I blue tacked it. I did everything. So in the end, I got a couple of 6-inch nails.
Either
Bang.
side. Right.
Oh, Gillian, I said, come and see what I've done. I've stopped this picture moving. And I stood where somebody was stood earlier saying they felt very cold.
Yes. No. Exactly.
Yeah. And Gillian was stood away from me. And I said, and this is what I did. And suddenly, I've never stood on a glacier,
Right.
but I can imagine
How cold that was.
how cold it would be. Gillian was the same. Our heads are going crazy. And suddenly, I got slapped.
Wow.
It was like, whoosh. We left.
We left.
Yeah. No. Probably
We left.
quite quickly.
Well, I've been told it was William, and he said he was sorry.
Well, that's too late,
Yeah,
but
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're dying to get started, so we're
Yes.
going to do that. But beforehand, you do an awful lot of stuff here that people can actually come
Mm. Yeah.
and get patted at the same
Yes,
time.
of course.
So what kind of stuff do you do that you bring people in here for?
Okay, I run a little group called Phantom 3's Charltons,
Right.
and there's only 3 of us running it. We do a ghost investigation
Right.
on an evening, and that's quite a fun one because we've got resident
Yeah,
spirits
you've got
and we know them.
pets.
So
ready
really,
to start, they're
we've
ready
got
to
it
play.
made here.
Yeah, yeah.
We do open circle.
Right.
We do little spiritual groups.
Yeah.
So we've got quite a lot going on.
You've done a bit with the crystals in your time, bit of
Yeah.
tarot.
Oh, tarot. Yeah, I do tarot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of reasons if you want to get involved here, do, because this place is amazing. I know a lot of the main hall now looks incredibly modern, but essentially it's the shell isn't.
Yes.
The shell is very, very old, and it's been reduced from, you've lost a floor
We've lost a
throughout
floor.
time, but we've got this area. Outside the back is very relevant now because you were that close
Yes.
through the door there
Yep.
to the colliery. So we've got an awful lot to look for. So, but bless you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much indeed.
Enjoy your evening.
We're going to have
Thank
a really
you.
good night.
Have a great
I know
night.
you're going to switch all the lights off for us.
We're
so
going to leave you in the
happy
dark.
days. Bless you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Please grab the mic off, please.
Oh,
Well, that's a good idea.
That would be lovely.
I
Thank you
think
very
that's
much.
a bit mean.
Thanks again. Tremendous people, and again they've got amazing stories because they live it. This is their lives, and they've got to know their space incredibly well. What are we going to get tonight? I want everything. Let's get everything, literally everywhere. Now this whole place has got an amazing history. Before you start this, I don't know whether you've realised, but this area here is where the chimney used to be. Now, we hearing the story before.
When you were doing the interview, there was movement there.
Yeah, the candle was
We
making a
didn't want to
noise.
say anything. We didn't want to say anything to you. 'cause we didn't
Have
want
you
to
got the
speak
keys, Kenny?
Pardon?
Kenny's got the keys.
Right.
Got the keys.
Do you know where we've got a lock?
Yes.
Because
yeah.
there's loads. Just how we get in there, upstairs.
Well-
we need to figure out what we've got to lock.
We'll work it.
Just, I think.
Do you want to
probably need
chase
go and-
after them
I think we need to know, otherwise we'll be stuck here.
and go and have a quick?
Because there's outside doors here and the front as well, so we've got to figure
Well,
out.
there's
Which,
apparently a lock that you can put it in, then shut it, and it's
Right.
closed. So anyway,
just so we know.
Right.
Heads in here.
it's just wild. there's also a place through that tunnel that we can apparently go in and climb. So, oh,
What about the necromancer?
don't know
Down
about
here?
that. Yeah.
And I'll aim at the candles and turn the lights off and just have the infrared one on. See if William
Right.
is here.
Would love to think that he would be. Mind you, I've got to get the amplifier from over yonder,
Yeah.
so we can necromance a bit more a bit later on. But let's get into that now while we can. Slightly quieter than normal.
The mic will pick everything up.
Right, William. Oh, did you see that? The candles went.
It was before as well.
William!
When you were talking about him.
William! Come on. You're playing with us, William. Talk to us, William. When I was telling you about this place, this was where the chimney was, and this is also where, of course, if William, who obviously changed his name, wanted to burn a child, this is the spot that he had planned to do it. And of course it would go directly straight up, and the door out to where the colliery is there. You can see the step up to it down here. You would step up and the door was across there, and you'd walk across the greenery at the back. But let's see if we can get William. Come on, William. Come on, William. You move the stretch, I move it for us.
Stretch.
Is your name William? So what is your name then? Did you bring your dead child here? Did you? You just swore at me there. Did you bring your dead child here? Death. There are children here. Harry? Are you down here, Harry? Harry? Polly? She had a yes there. Mm-hmm. Is a yes? Is that you, Polly? I got a bit of a... Not on my head. I got a bit of a... I might not have. Kind of sound like a little bit of a pat. Like, you know, just somebody...
Yeah. So did say you get pats on your head off him?
Yeah, it wasn't on my head. It was actually very close to where nobody should touch at the minute. You'd like to talk to William? No. Why not? Are you frightened of us? Ooh, struck a nerve. You scared of us, William? Too frightened to speak, William. You killed a baby. Are you a coward? Child says good, but William's not speaking. Come on, William. Come on, William. If this is your place, now the thing you've got to realise in a place like this, you've got to realise the set out and why it's set out the way that it is. So let me just give you a quick explanation. Bathhouses for mines, very necessary obviously, just to try and get clean. And this was the first bathhouse. It was here. That wall blocking it off. You can see where the wall was here. Runs across. You've got your gully at the bottom, your gutter to take your water away. If it overflows, you've got a separate little one there to take it down. And it would go out of the building altogether. Second one, so you're private. Now, on saying you're private, there's probably 5 or 6 blokes in each one. There's another bathhouse here. Now, we're not talking showers, we're talking bath. Bloke gets in, filthy water, another bloke gets in, filthier water. This didn't used to be here back then. This is another of the bathhouses. Then you have a bathhouse here, again, another culvert to take your water away. Then you had the thing that heated the room, your furnace, with a gap in the front that...
Things were Ted there then, if that's where possibly things were burnt, or...
Well, the child wasn't burnt, the child desiccated essentially. But on the other side of it here, another culvert, you see, to take water away. And this was your other bathhouse. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 furnace to keep the whole place warm, and the water would have been black as ironstone. I nearly said coal, but ironstone. Now here we've got candles. If you want to respond, if there's anything here, move the candles. I'm not going to puff or blow or any of that kind of stuff. Respond. Do something to a candle. Suddenly I'm noticing that they're doing... Or are they fakey ones?
I think then, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a mixture of both.
They're fakey ones.
Real,
I see.
Real and fake.
I understand. So just to show you what is possible if something moves, would be... I am going to blow this time, but that's the kind of thing that should be possible, a flicker. So, if you want to do that, prove it to us that you can. Prove to us that you can. I've shown you how to do it. If you're capable, do it. I'm going to try some spirit box down here because you're likely going to get something here. You've got amazing stories that we're going to be telling you about some of the colliery folk. There's 3 strong ghost stories from this neck of the woods that we'll share with you across tonight's programme. So stay with us. Kelly's got his night vision camera on. He's going to be heading out to places very close to this hall that also have ghostly tales. So we've got a lot to look forward to. But for now, let's save the spirit box. We couldn't get much with the necromancer, And as I say, we will amplify this sound for you a little bit later on. But let us see if we can find William on the...
Bring Ted in here.
Yes, do that
Just
then.
because it seems more atmospheric in this bit, doesn't it?
No, absolutely, okay. Let's do that and let's watch the candles, see if we can get anything there. We're looking for William. William, are you there? Is there a William about? We would love to see you. That's where the furnace
You
is.
think we should put it there or?
Beside the ladders at the back, maybe. In fact, there's a little hole for the... You could put the lights on.
Yeah, well, just for the child.
One down there and one on the top.
They come out over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put it on ages ago.
Is everybody gone?
Yeah, they're going now. They leave, choose the keys, left the keys, finds everything.
Right. So
Talking away at the spirit there. Unbelievable.
you put it on camera.
I would have had it.
Yeah.
Just chatting to William.
Because
Who's
that's
giving me
possibly
pain?
why William's not
He hates
here.
men, by the way, and he's just giving me loads of pain through it.
Somebody patted me on the back where I sat
Oh
on the
yeah,
chair.
yeah, all the time, touching you all the time. It's the weirdest thing, this one.
So is there a William here? Speak to me, William. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk back. I'm not going to speak.
Right.
You have the room. I'm just going to get the amplifier because I
Right.
think it's important.
Okay. So yeah, William's here. He doesn't like men.
Oh, so he might not be with us yet.
We think that he did kill the child. He did kill
Well,
the child.
if you hear William, touch the balls, or go through Ted, touch the Ted.
Yep. Just took the like them all.
Or if there's anyone else here, any children,
Yeah.
you can play with the teddy.
Or make a noise. Let me know you're here.
Yeah, that'll be Alan up here.
Yeah, let me know again. Move the candle like you did before. Make a sound. It's amazing when you see someone just talking to the spirit like that. Just matter of factly, as if it's everyday thing.
Well, yeah, she said she's counted about 23 spirits in this building, so hopefully a couple will
There's
come
a
out
room
tonight.
upstairs where we've got to go later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Tony. I've just been in there. I'm not going to tell you, but I know that when you go in there, you'll immediately know where there is something and you'll know what. You can just tell. You can smell it.
After the rods as well up there.
Yeah.
Quite tempted to go under the building, but shall I go under? Okay, just a little bit. God, what's in there? It's a tight squeeze. Oh, I don't want to climb through there because I get stuck. Oh, that's another hole. God. You see in there? It's right around but you can go under the whole place. Oh God. I can't crouch. It's such a small space. God. God, there's a squeeze under there. I was just showing them. You can see right the way under.
Can you get along?
It's a bit of a tight gap.
Come on, William. Needs must. Absolutely. So come on, talk to us if you can. In that reformed bathhouse, it tells you one of the stories of who is a ghost on the wall. It doesn't tell you anything about ghosts, but the guy that I have the story of is mentioned on the wall, just here.
Right.
George Larder. I've got the full story, so you don't need to read it.
Ah, okay, right.
I shall tell you that, but that's all about him. And these are the people who died. And this is amazing. It's a bit long, but it's a poem about, you know, working hard in a pit and what it's like. And it's supposed to ease people about crossing over to the other side.
Right.
I don't know whether it's worth reading. It does seem incredibly long.
Have you been in there?
I've just been in, showed everybody.
Do you
It's
want
a
me to
tight
do this,
squeeze.
or do you like me to do this or not?
Yeah, I mean, up to you.
Okay. That morn he took his cap and lamp, and off to Sparwood he did tramp. He perhaps enjoyed the best of health, that's better far than lots of wealth. His hopes were bright, his heart was light, as day by day and night by night the Sabbath day was drawn near, when he at Margrove should appear. And how he hoped his choir would be that day in sweetest harmony, that God would bless their voice that day, and by them lead some goal or some soul to pray. I knew him many years ago when I lived in the middle row. Even then he loved to sing and play, and better still he loved to pray. I've sang with him in Charlton's choir, of singing he never seemed to tire. When Tansley did his violin play, and Captain Cook we did obey, when I heard my heart was sad. And what happened to that lad, the prop that gave away that fatal blow, when in my thoughts I saw. And then again I seemed to see the men as busy as could be in rolling off the huge rough stones which weighed so heavily on his bones. And as the moments quickly passed, his body was relieved at last. It then was found that he was dead. His spirit had already fled. And perhaps that spirit hovering near would see the landsman soon appear, and hear the dead march solemn strains as placed beside his last remains. What strange unusual thoughts would run through scores of minds as thus begun, those bands so solemnly to play, as some the body bore away. What solemn stillness fills the air, to speak aloud men hardly dare, unless they may appointed be, and then how very solemnly. What sighs and moans and bitter tears from wife bereaved and mother dear, the brothers and the sister too, they weep, they've nothing else to do. And men who scarcely ever fear on this day shed the silent tear, as one by one they slowly pass to look upon that plate of brass on which John Walker's name is seen, whose age is more than twice 18. His body truly shall decay, his soul is now in realms of day. He's gone to learn the perfect note, as from the angels' harps they float. He's gone to join the angel band, he's entered now in Emmanuel's land. My friends, I hope you'll hear the pain, reminded of your loved one's gain, and never hear of him as dead, but think of him in heaven instead, alive with Christ forevermore, upon a pure and spotless shore, and there shall come no taint of sin, where your beloved has entered in. He now is robed in spotless white, where never comes the shades of night, and now the harp of gold shall play. Oh, what an anniversary day. And now, dear friends, how shall it be, when you and I have crossed that sea? If we would then Jack Walker meet, we must sit at Jesu's feet. For he hath said, I am the way, I lead you to eternal day, and there's your loved ones you shall see. and with them spend eternity. Our parting then shall all be o'er, when we are chained to this earth no more. I trust that I may meet you there. This is my very earnest prayer. Written by George Beelby. Now those kind of things, whether you're religious or whether you're not, incredibly important, because miners were fighting with death every single day of their lives, and the thought that they had something to look forward to, somewhere that you would go where it's not just over, meant an awful lot. So that's beautiful, whether you believe it's another matter, but a beautiful way to look at it. Kenny, I want to set you looking now.
Right.
You know that bridge we came over?
Yeah.
Now there's a bridge just before we get to this building, and it's over Wiley Cat Burn.
Yeah.
Now, in 1915, a woman called Eileen Wood, her fiancé went off to war, and he ended up getting literally blown to pieces in the Battle of the Marne.
Right.
Now, she was pregnant with his child and they hadn't married, and back then the stigma of something like that would be horrific. Now, she's supposed to be have hanged herself where Skelton Motors are on the main road, in the woods there. Now, however, back then the woods went right across the road and down into Wiley Cadbeck. There's also the ghost of a child. I'll tell you that story later because it's disgusting. So there's a ghost child near the beck.
Right.
There's also Irene Wood's ghost, the woman that hanged herself rather than raise a child. Now, it's very, very rare in the world of ghosts, and if any of you have been interested in this subject for any length of time, for there to be a pregnant ghost.
Right.
But the ghost of a pregnant woman, when she hanged herself, she killed herself and she killed her child.
Right.
But she's supposed to be there by that bridge.
Okay.
Now, before I send you to any of the other places, I'll tell you their stories.
Right.
But if you could do that one first,
Do that one first.
I think that would be tremendous. And keep talking the whole way. So you get a chance to see that in the second part of our little hunt tonight. But now that we're here, and I've got all the necessary equipment, let's see if we can get anything at all. Still looking for William. Is there a William there?
I've got something on the SLS near the table.
Oh, hello.
Look,
Oh, good gracious.
they look quite small.
You're getting a little bit. Oh, well, there's quite a lot actually there. Have you looked up that? Have you looked up the hole
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been up and showed.
with the SLS though?
No, because I can't carry everything.
No, I understand.
I'll have a look with this bit, because there's loads of little gaps, you see. Like, there's a hole there, and there's a hole on that side.
Shall I crawl up and have a look?
It won't work if it's because I'm connected to the...
Oh, I see. Good. Well, I've got torches, so I'll bring a torch and come down on my own a little bit later on. Come on, William. Anybody, come through. Talk to us.
Has Kenny took the balls? Because they were there, weren't they?
I can see one.
Oh,
There's one between the bear's legs.
yeah. It was definitely, oh.
Where's the other one?
I put it on top of the ladder. I didn't hear anything fall.
Neither did I.
Strange. Should I give Kenny a radio? I forgot to give the radios out.
It's too late. We'll see him when he comes back.
Yeah.
But
It's just, no, just in case we lose him, that's all. That's what
no, but there's. Well, you'd see it, wouldn't you, if it had
you
fallen?
would hear it fall.
Oh, it's going off there.
There it is.
Kenny might have moved it, but that was going off there. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was like someone said, oh, it's over here. That was that was freaky.
That's bizarre.
I think someone's playing with there, so no, it's over here. Maybe he didn't. Maybe someone else moved it.
Was that you, William? Did you move it, William? How come I didn't see it when I was talking to the candles?
I know, because I think you were talking, I don't know, because I put it over there maybe after that.
Did you?
I don't know. I'm not sure which order of anything took place.
Is that you, William?
Oh, look, yes. As soon as he said that.
Hi,
it went
William.
off.
My goodness. So we've got you. But you wouldn't talk. You wouldn't talk to me before. Talking to me now.
Now he is.
Did you kill the child, William? Did you kill the child? Oh. The child was mummified in your attic. Did you do it? Did you want to burn the child here? Is that the plan? You changed your name.
It's amazing. I haven't gone off until...
So William's playing. That candle's gone out as well. Oh. So this is you then, William, is it? You don't like men? Well, we're going to be here all night.
Nay. Then the light went off again. Oh, he's definitely here.
William's here. So, William. Yeah, it's William. There's another ball down here. Why don't you make that go off then, William?
Well, you might not like teddies for kids.
Well, that was maybe the spirit of the child that you killed. Might like the teddy. You don't care, do you? So is there anybody else there? I'd love to talk to. If there's a child, I know you're still with us, William. I would love you to move the stretcher, because that just happened earlier on tonight. Love you to do that. Is anybody else there? William? It's still flying off, isn't it?
He's definitely here.
There's energy moving around. I think what I'll do is, William, do you have anything that you want to say to us? Anything? Now, for those of you at home, make sure you share this. Please share this. We've got a lot of things kicking. Please be aware. And if you do, share. Send it to everybody. Get it out there. You might end up with one of these. One of our tasty little
A signed photo.
metal badge and a signed picture. But William is doing his thing. William, I would love you to tell us why you killed the child. Why did you kill the child? Why did you kill the baby? You had 7 more children. Why did you kill that first child? Was it not yours? Was it not yours? I know you don't like me being here, I can tell that. You're just going to have to put up with us. Can't get rid of me as easily as you got rid of that child. May well be that you can make out what William is saying. If it is indeed William. It certainly sounds like a man, doesn't it? If it's you, William, light the orb again. Light that ball. If it's you. Ooh, did you see?
This just went off and then came back on.
It just went super bright and then went off.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I caught it out the corner of my eye.
Hopefully on the camera it would have shown.
Well, no, I wasn't pointing at it. The
No.
bottle. Oh, there. Look. He's on the light. He's on this now.
You messing with us?
Oh, yeah. And that ball's gone off.
You're playing with us.
He's messing with the lights.
Definitely.
Because that bottle was off before.
Yeah.
You can't see it because it's too dark. It's got some light in this bottle.
Yeah, but it's dark. But then
And
it
went
came
off and
super
then it
bright.
came on bright. Yeah. Someone's messing with them.
Oh. I switch to get from one app to another on this damn thing. Sometimes you've got to reboot it, and it switched off, and the amplifier part of it just went,
God.
and there's nothing for it to respond to. Oh, it's gone again. Now I want to play with Teddy.
You might not like kids. Or kids' toys.
But he had 7 children. He doesn't like kids, does he? When you said that, he went off again.
Oh. Who knows if they all survived?
Well, that's what we don't know, absolutely.
Maybe one of the kids want to play with Ted? Oh,
Yeah, why not?
if there's any here? I doubt they'll be in the same room.
Right. Oh, it's off again. So I'm using my scanner now. Picking it up. All this does is pick up energy, if there is any energy there at all. Now hang on, I've just walked around there. Tony.
I know you opened it before. Did you close it when you were talking
No, I
about
closed
that?
it.
Did you?
People can look back, because I've literally just walked around that. That's how it was. But it was wide at the bottom and wide at the top.
Strange.
Do that again, William.
Yeah, was that you? Is that you, William?
Did you just do that, William? You messing with us? He's messing with us. There he goes. I'll see if I can pick something up and maybe point your... Oh, I'm getting orbs. Oh! Tony, can you make out what... Oh, can you make out what's on my camera? Or not? Hang on.
Kind of a bit dark.
You see a figure in the door.
possibly.
Gadgets. You don't know
I know.
whether to
We
trust
need
them
one
or
with a
not,
massive
do you?
screen, don't we?
No.
It's probably time to split the screen and go somewhere else.
Blimey, we've barely started. It's gone again.
I don't really want to leave this area either. But we've still got to check out the rest of the place.
We
haven't
do, absolutely. Right, so
Maybe
everybody...
Kenny should come here.
Yeah, no, I definitely... Oh, right. Random. This has no sound. This just beeps, right? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to reboot the whole thing again. But if you would like to join us on the second half, and I really hope that you do, how do they do it, Tony?
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, just hit the link in the description of the video and then come and join us for part 2. Subscribe and join us. And join if you're on YouTube, and part 2 will be there as well for you.
So, William, are you going to be with us in the next half or not? Possibly.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably will. So, hey, please join us. We've got the whole rest of the building and all the outside stuff to do. Hope you'll stay with us. This is an amazing place. Charltons Community Hall, just on the outskirts of Gisborough, an old Viking settlement. I'm going to tell you the Viking story next. But let's go and see how far we can go. Sorry, William, we're leaving you here. You'll just have to get on with it yourself.
Yeah, so I'm going down there without a torch. Great. My God, steps in front. It's already creepy enough, isn't it? You know, as if it couldn't get any more creepier than what we've already had. Right. Okay. I mean, already in there you can feel it. And I know, obviously it's cold, but you feel the spirit in there straight away. As soon as you walk into the community centre, you can feel it. You can sense it. It's like stepping back in time. It feels like you're in a portal going back in time. And you can't actually just feel it straight away. It's just so weird. Obviously, the two lovely ladies that were in there are interested in spirit and talking to them, and you can see I keep on touching her hair because William keeps on touching her head and patting her all the time. She does it all the time. And there's other spirits that she's talking to constantly, everyday conversations with them.